This is the ETBU Coaches Show. You know who I am, Mark T. Robinson, bringing you this week's head coach, and it will be none other than head women's soccer coach Kristin Cox. The women's team just had a 2-game road trip, went to UT Dallas, and then picked up a big, exciting win against the University of the Ozarks on Saturday. Ashley Rondon with the golden goal. But Coach, good to have you here on the show. Can you kind of recap for us the weekend your team just had?
Yeah, so we had another weekend on the road, 2 tough matches, teams that have been doing well all season long. UT Dallas was a fight, it was a battle. Came out with a sad injury and a loss, but that's okay. We had some girls that played amazing that game, so we're super excited to see that growth. And then we came out against Ozarks. Unfortunately, as I see, we went into double overtime, but again, had a big win. Ashley Rondon once again puts away the game-winning goal. I remember after the game, she looked at me and I just said, thank you. So we're super blessed to have her on our team, but that was a total team effort, like defensively. We did really well shutting down the back, and even Maddie Ray came up with a couple big saves, so it was a good game. A nice win to have before another road trip back home afterwards. So
absolutely, and I was just looking at that game and how defensive minded it was, how tough it was. I feel like both sides really played hard, and for you guys to be able to come out with a win like that, it says a lot about kind of the fortitude of your team, right?
Yeah. So they definitely fought for each other. Like Ashley said on her interview, our team cheers 323 after Colossians 3:23. Whenever they're tired, are going to keep pushing through and keep working together as a team. That's exactly what they did in double overtime. It's never easy to play at Ozarks. That's the second time that we've played there when it's actually their homecoming weekend, and they have a full stands, lots of support, lots of encouragement. So not only are we fighting against Ozarks, we're fighting against all their fans as well. So it's always an intense matchup when we have to play against them at their place. So we're excited to come out with a win after that.
Absolutely, and it's actually very interesting that you say that, because a lot of the players were saying that it was kind of hard trying to concentrate with the intensity going on, not only on the field but off the field as well, and things like that. So that can always be exciting and tough. But just kind of talk to me about, also, you mentioned Ashley Rondon and her showing up clutch for your team, and also Maddie Ray. I believe that Maddie Ray has really played well in goal for you guys. She's been a solid keeper this year. Just kind of talk about a little bit about her growth and development on that end of the field for you guys.
Yeah, it's been really cool. She's in her sophomore season. Didn't get a whole lot of game minutes in conference as a freshman, but when we needed her, she was solid even her freshman year, and she just came in. I was looking back at some of the stats, like she had 11 saves against Hardin Simmons, and she's just thrown up some big-time saves. She had a huge save, a shot going almost upper 90, and she just reached over and saved it in overtime against Ozark. So, there was a chance we easily could have lost that without her, but she's definitely come in, works hard, and it's just been excited to be a part of our team. She's also really been a big part of bonding with some of our freshmen, so I think that's been a good thing for both her and for both the freshmen. She's created some good relationships with them, so it's always nice to have her energy. Sometimes she can be super energetic, but it's always nice to have somebody that still tries to pick out positive moments, but will get down and fight when we need her to. So that's always good.
Absolutely, and you guys, speaking of fighting right now, you guys are in 7th place right now. Still have a lot of chance to actually move up in the standings. Is that something that as a coach you are kind of keeping in the back of your mind, just as just trying to stay goal oriented and things like that for your team, for the respective of your team? Yeah,
we kind of refresh the standings every week to just see where people are. But I don't know that it's necessarily the priority. I think it's expected for us to be in the conference tournament, and I definitely expect that of our team, and would we love to have been higher than we are currently, even going into our last 3 conference games? Yes. But the majority of mine and Coach Maddie's concentration is on player development and each game at a time. I think we're exactly neck and neck where we were last year as far as wins and losses, but we're always expecting more, expecting higher. So, I mean, we would love to come out with 3 wins and even bump up to 6th or 5th, if not higher, because you never know what other teams are going to do. This year, more than any year, I feel like just wins, losses, ties, it's all over the place. I mean, even this weekend, we're going to play Howard Payne and Sul Ross State University. Both of them came out with a tie against McMurray. Both had great, solid performances against UMHB. So you never know. Like, every team is a game you have to fight. And so I think this year's conference standing is, I don't know, crazier than any of the last 3 years. So that's really cool, though, to keep following along with it. And I'm okay with our 7th place right now, because I think that's obviously where we have been. That's what we've earned. But I think that we are capable of earning even more than that in these next 3 games coming up. So excited for it.
Absolutely, yeah. And the good thing about it is these next 3 matches are going to be here on Cornish Field at home for you guys to close it out. So just kind of talk to me about, as you're finishing this final stretch here, what is it that you're kind of, telling your team? I know in the game of soccer, as you said, there's a game, Maddie Ray had 11 saves. There's a game where you guys played 87, 88 minutes of great defense, and then just an unfortunate goal goes in the last few minutes. So what kind of things are you trying to say to your team at this point of the season? Yeah,
I mean, we've also had some games where we throw up 20, 30 shots and we only put 1 in on goal or 2 in on goal. So I think one thing that we focus on as a team is just coming out strong, both halves of every game we play on out. And then ending with 3 home games, like, that's awesome. We couldn't ask for a better home ending to be here 3 games in a row. So we're just going to really enforce them to play for each other and keep fighting and hold up and represent Cornish Field. So it's our home, so we want to battle for it.
Absolutely, and you guys are facing this week. You have Sul Ross State coming here on Thursday, Howard Payne, and then Laterno's next week. But just focusing on this next opponent here with Sul Ross State, it seems like, and like you've been saying, in spite of the records, wins, losses, ties are all over the place, but this is a team that is really scrappy and has really played you guys close.
Yes.
Over the last few. There have been a couple ties in the season series, I believe, between you 2 guys. And then last year, it took Ashley Rondon again for a game-winning goal at their place in Alpine. So what makes it so difficult here as you prepare for the matchup with this team?
Yeah, Sul Ross State, I think every year, like you said, they're a super scrappy team. They'll work hard from the first whistle to the last whistle. So you can never take a play off or give up, and you never know when they're going to come in for a hard tackle or for a win or put a goal in the back of the net. So it's definitely a game where we have to play hard for at least 90 minutes if it doesn't go into overtime. And also, although their record isn't the best this year, like, if you look back at some of their games, they're all close games, and they've gotten some ties from teams, so win against a team, and like, they've been putting up hard fights against every team, and I think that's almost going to work in their favor too. Like, we have to be extra mindful that they've lost their last few games, or they tied last weekend, I believe, but they've lost a few games in a row and then got a tie, that they're hungry and that they're ready to fight and get a win themselves. So I think it's going to make the game that much tougher for us. So we're ready to battle for it. So it's going to be a battle every game against them.
Absolutely, and before we let you go here, I know you have a lot of things to do, still have to get ready for practice and things like that, but you were selected to be a part of the 30 under 30 coaching program. Congrats on that. So
Thank you.
What are kind of your thoughts on that? I mean, I know we kind of talked about it a little bit before the show today, and a little bit on the bus, all the things that kind of includes. So yes. What are your thoughts on that? How you feel?
So I think being selected to be a part of the United Soccer Coaches 30 under 30 program is awesome. They only take 15 females, 15 males, so only 30 applicants that are 30 or below. And I know a few coaching friends that have applied for it multiple times and never received it. So just speaks highly. I think my references that I put down, they are great mentors that I've had through different coaching courses I've had. So to see them give me positive recommendations, to even be selected for an opportunity like that means a lot to me. And it's also a great opportunity. They take us to the national convention. They pay for our next coaching course. So I'll probably be doing my premier diploma for that. And that's just awesome opportunities. They take care of some travel for that and registration for those courses and that convention. And just the network to get to know those other 29 people that are part of the program, to build relationships and connections with them is just like a huge asset that wouldn't be possible without that program. So I'm super excited about it and super, super blessed and honored that I got selected to be a part of it.
Absolutely. And word on the street is they'll be doing a feature on you, some kind of podcast, an article, something like that?
Yes, I'll have to do a podcast as well as make like 3 session plans that will potentially be in the Soccer Journal, which is like a journal that most every soccer coach receives and is registered for as a United Soccer Coach member. So that's going to be exciting, maybe nervous. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. And you guys can be on the lookout for that as the women's and men's team will be taking on Sul Ross State this week, followed by matchup against Howard Payne on the weekend. And you can stay up to date with all things ETV sports related at goetvtigers.com or follow us on social media at Go ETV Tigers. Once again, Mark T. Robinson here with head women's soccer coach Kristin Cox. We will see you guys again next time.